Yo, Tim,
Hey, Mike.
I'm excited for this, actually.
I'm just kind of terrified and anxious. I'm not ready.
What are you not ready about?
I'm not ready for anything. Like, basically nothing in life I am prepared for.
Yeah.
Much less season 2 of the Duncecast featuring me, Samurai Banana.
Yeah, dude, I'm not ready for season 2 of Duncecast either.
Shit. Is anyone ready for season 2 of Duncecast?
I don't know. But, you know, we do have experience. This is imposter syndrome, I think. I think we got it, truthfully.
The syndrome of imposters?
Yeah, because we're good. We're good. We just need to believe in each other.
I don't have imposter syndrome. I am literally an imposter. My name is Fred. I'm from South Dakota, and
Did you ever play Among Us?
no.
Did you have that phase?
Is that the game where like someone's a murderer in space or something?
Yeah, Space Murderers.
Space murderers, and you
That
have to
was,
like
like,
figure out who
huge
the murderer is
During the pandemic, I had like Zoom conferences, like ice breakers, you know, where we would all just kind of play that.
I think my girlfriend actually played that with her students.
Yeah, like
during the pandemic.
that was such a random thing, like the circumstances that like, because that game was out, Among Us, for like years.
That game was Among Us.
It was already Among Us, and we voted it to murder our hearts.
Secretly.
Yeah, you know what else happened because of circumstances?
This?
Kanye Quest 3030.
Kanye Quest 3030. Mike, have you played this to completion?
Guess what? Yeah.
Dude, me too.
Oh, you sneaky son of a gun. I was saving this, the whodunit, or not a whodunit, but fine. We both did it.
We both did it.
Well, that's
All
great. Right. Okay, so let's
back it up.
Let's back it up. Did you also like do any research about this game?
Only as much research as we both did together on the couch. You know,
I don't remember that conversation.
Maybe we did it remotely on our respective couches. I don't know. Maybe it was a figurative couch sesh.
Like if we're both sitting on the couch, are we actually together?
Interesting.
Kind of like Joe Dirt when you ever think when you're looking at the moon, I'm looking at this, your parents are looking at the same moon?
I'm looking at a different moon. Dude. I got secret moon access.
Okay.
Extra. So Kanye Quest 3030. What is it and how did it come about, Mike?
Hot damn. Well, you know what? All I know is this. Some guy made it, and I think there's still like question of who this guy is.
Really?
Yeah. You know, that's what the light research told me. You know,
some light research.
Some pictures. And by light research, I mean YouTube video. And
right.
I also did a little poking around. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So let's talk about what this thing is that this guy made. You know?
Yeah.
So Kanye Quest, right? It's a game. It's a video game, right?
Yeah. So Kanye Quest is a video game. It's for the PC. It's a turn-based RPG. You know, if you ever played like a Final Fantasy or Persona or Pokemon or whatever.
What the fuck is a Pokemon?
So there's a video game that came out called RPG Maker, and that came out like originally in 92.
Wow, it's that old?
It's that old.
Holy shit.
It was like the tools to help you create a video game. It was a video game that lets you do that. So make your own little Final Fantasy. Somebody used those literal tools in order to create this Kanye West RPG. But it's so much more than a Kanye West RPG, isn't it, Tim? It's a lot.
It's got layers. It's got things that are inside of it.
Then there's even a further layer, which is weird, but first of all...
Yeah, let's slow down here, Mike. We're going too fast for it.
Dude, I'm just excited. I'm all boned up about this game. I don't want to tease the rest of the games for this season, but Kanye Quest 3030 is one of my favorite hip-hop related video games.
Oh, shit. We should get... Okay, so what is the theme of the season? Because we have one, and we should probably, break it down right now.
Hip-hop?
This is an extremely well-organized episode.
Well, it's organic, baby.
Welcome back to Duncecast.
It's organic. Feel it out. Feel the vibes. We know what we're doing, It's just like...
We're professionals.
The pillars of hip-hop, right? We got MCing. We got breakdancing. We got graffiti. And fucking for DJing.
That hurts. I'm
so whatever
mad
you
right
do,
now. That was
that one too. The one
Thanks,
you
Mike.
do.
I'm so glad that you remembered DJing immediately.
Honestly, every time that I have to talk about the 4 pillars of hip hop, I freak out because I know I'm gonna say like skateboarding or something. Something is gonna pop up.
I think skateboarding is a pillar of
honestly
punk rock, right?
It's punk. Yeah, it's everything. Skateboarding is us. We are skateboarding.
Skateboarding is hip hop.
The world is just one big kickflip. That being
We're just
said,
flipping around on it.
Dude, where's Kanye Quest? Did we even start the game yet? What was your first impressions? We played this together for the first time, and I don't think either of us knew what to expect.
No.
But I will say this. It's so delightful because the menu pulls up, and you could tell this game, I think it came out 2013. So the end of the game, no spoilers, teases at Yeezus happening. So this is
doesn't it?
So this is definitely a pre-Yeezus for the most part, very much focused on dark twisted nightmare, whatever the fuck.
Well, it comes out it's set in is it set in 2008 or 2010 or something like that? I can't remember. It's one of those.
2010.
It is.
Okay, Tim.
All right.
In the year 2010,
okay
Kanye West takes out his garbage before tripping and falling into a portal, which
we're
brings
reading
him
Wikipedia right now.
No, we're not. Which brings him to the year 3030.
Let me cite this real quick.
But that's what happens in the game.
That is what happens in the game.
Wherever that information's from, it's true. So then you get thrown into 3 cities. It's originally L.A. Then you got then you have to go to New York, and then you have to go to Brooklyn. Then you have to go to Long Island.
That was so random when that happened. I was so confused.
I want to know where this person is from because do you think they're from Long Island? Because that's a total Long Island move,
See, I don't know. I feel like this person is just very confused, right? It's really, I mean, it's definitely a weird one. So in each of these locations, you get to recruit a rapper from one of those areas, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
So when you start out in LA, you get to recruit Tupac. And I don't know, so I don't really know,
there's
exactly
this whole clone thing going on.
Oh, well, you're in the year 3030, right? So all of the rappers that you meet have to be clones, right?
Right. Which is kind of cool, I guess.
It's a fine device, It gets Tupac and Biggie in the same room battling each other.
Yeah. So, I'm trying to figure out, why couldn't it... Well, I was going to say, why couldn't it be just now? But then I guess people are dead,
Yeah, it's a conceit. And, Okay, so one thing that we haven't really mentioned about the game is the main antagonist is a clone of Lil B,
Oh yeah,
the based god.
yeah. Lil B, the base god, and the task force is like his, cult or whatever in the game, and that they are like his strong security. Like they'll kind of hold down boss areas, and you have to like, fight them all or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the deal with that. But then also you randomly just fight like everybody who's a rapper. Like you fight Eminem and Nicki Minaj, and
it's a really random assortment of people. Like whoever made this like really loved Deltron 3030 because
Right.
like the first people that you fight are Del the Funky Homo Sapien, Dan the Automator, and Kid Koala. And this is where I took huge issue with this game. Is I felt it was wrong to attack Kid Koala, who is my favorite DJ, and who will get at least one other mention in this season.
Yeah, it also like doesn't have any bearing on anything else. Like, which I kind of like. I feel like whoever made this just like took all their favorite rappers and was like, let's make them fight, because like I think it is kind of delightful to see everyone's attacks, and it's kind of playing with everyone's personalities in a way that feels like, like a genuine, like you would as a kid with superheroes, like, like, oh, I'm the Hulk now, so I'm gonna smash. It's like, but you're like, oh no, I'm Tupac, so I'm gonna use Hit 'Em Up on Snoop Lion and Dr. Dre while I'm in, fighting the task force. Like, you just find yourself saying ridiculous sentences when you're like explaining what you're doing.
I think that's why Long Island is chosen as a location, because the last character that you have to fight and recruit is MF Doom.
Right.
And I think that the guy was just like, I want to have MF Doom in your party. Where's MF Doom from? Oh, Long Island. Here we go.
You think that's what happened?
I feel like it's gotta be, because Long Island.
You think it was picked that way? Because, yeah, I don't know. Like
the
Biggie was a bad guy.
Well, yeah, but Tupac was in your party.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a moot point. But yeah, I guess you're right. Like, why else would we make Long Island? Like, De La Soul's not a big part of it, but De La Soul is like.
Well, you fight them.
But they're not like a boss.
No, but I mean, like, so many of the rappers aren't bosses. Like the only bosses you get are actually like the people that you recruit, because that's a Pokemon's attribute of the game is the rapper.
Dude, have you ever played fucking Pokemon?
What the fuck is a Pokemon?
It's like the gyms, and you fight a guy who's real strong, and then you keep it moving.
Dude, I don't like going to the gym, man. I don't like working out like that.
Oh my god, I hate the gym, and I was there today getting shredded.
Were you trying to get Pokemons?
Dude, I was fighting my gym teacher. It was me and Tupac. It's crazy that they made Biggie a bad guy, which didn't actually make sense. So like I wish I could like really get into the thick of the narrative here, but it's really just like,
let's get into it.
No, well, I mean, what is there even to get into? Like, you go to the first Tupac. Okay, great. Clone Tupac. Then, okay, cool. Now we're at clone RZA or Jizza. Or
no, clone RZA.
It was RZA?
Yeah.
Did
you notice that you only fight, like, I think there are only like 3 other.
There was ODB, Jizza.
And
I feel like Ghostface showed up once when
I don't think I ever saw Ghostface.
Yeah, like
Maybe
Method Man wasn't there.
Huh? No, definitely not Method Man.
Yeah, not Method
certainly
Man.
Not like Inspector Deck or Mastakilla.
Yeah, this is no Shaolins,
It might have just been Jizza and ODB.
So, yeah, that's really it. I phoned a friend while playing this because I phoned Big Breakfast because one of the people they ask you, and one of the NPCs shows up and they're like, what's the little base god wear or have or whatever?
Swag.
Yeah, it's swag.
You didn't get that immediately, Mike?
Honestly, I
What else
I was
would
on
he
autopilot. I don't know. Fucking your bitch. That's what he has. That was the first thing. I have fucked your bitch. Wonton soup. You know?
I guess those are all
feet
good
pics.
guesses.
I feel like I've known some people that he've reached out to, but Lil B, what a peculiar sensation. The base god gets cloned 30-30. You end up fighting him. I kind of lost my train of thought here. Okay, yeah, typing shit in. Swag, right?
Swag.
So then cool, you get some swag points because that's how the game functions.
That's currency. Swag is currency in this game.
And, like, when you kick ass, you take their swag. So it's interesting to think, like, all these boss battles, like, you soak up their swag. Do you think that's how it works when you battle?
You could pay your rent in swag.
I guess, yeah, like, if you were a battle rapper, I mean, if they gave you swag when you won, it's like a documentary. But with, but with Tupac. Oh, God. All right.
What's going on here?
I'm like trying to get to a second point and also remember everything. So one thing I got to throw out, hologram. That's an attack that Tupac does. That's fucking,
I enjoyed that one.
That's hilarious. Are you familiar with the cult, Tim? Are you familiar with the cult?
Fucking break this down, because this actually is where that text box comes into play again, right?
That is correct. So apparently the person who made this game was like trying to get people into this cult called Ascensionism. And if you type the word ascend into one of the dialogue boxes, then you would be taken to a secret section of the game. Did you try that out?
No, I didn't. I fucking...
Yeah, well, I did.
Ooh, tell me.
Surprise. Yeah, you're a butterfly. You kind of turn into a butterfly instead of the main character of Kanye Quest, which is
Kanye West.
Yes. Which does his Kanye best while he gets Kanye dressed. Yeah, you know. So apparently Ascensionism, you type ascend when they say like, hey, what do you want to do today or whatever? You type ascend and then it turns you into this butterfly and you kind of flap around, and then there's 3 computer terminals, and it's like, it just says like the prompt for what you should type back was like Roman numeral 3, then the second one was Roman numeral 4 and Roman numeral 5. What? So it's like, I have no idea what to do with that, you know what I'm saying? Unless they want me to write in Roman, because then I'll be all good. I know all the Roman. Then if you go into the second room, it's a giant QR code, which I didn't scan, but I looked at internet videos, and apparently it brings you to their like cult manifesto website thing. And I am not there right now, but I am on their religion kind of wiki fandom thing. So here's a little breakdown. They're mainly believing in reincarnation. A related Yahoo group of Ascensionists claim to be a new branch of humanism. The 2006 draft Wikipedia article describes it being deeply rooted in transhumanism.
Wow, now we're reading a wiki, quoting a wiki.
This is Kanye Quest 3030.
We did our research.
Yeah, we did do it right now. But apparently the claim to fame of this religion is just being mentioned in Kanye Quest 3030, which might have been created by Ascensionists as in an alternate reality game. Have you heard of these?
ARGs?
Yes.
Yeah.
McDonald's did one too.
Oh, how'd that go for them?
I don't know. They're just like something with skiers. Something with the Olympics many years ago. But it's basically like, okay, so it was also done in Overwatch. So you know Sombra? If you don't, she's like a hacker character or whatever. And up into the release of her character, they did the like this like online interactive puzzle thing that like thus influenced
Thus.
the
Are
thing.
You reading from?
No,
something?
I'm not. I'm using thus all by myself. The training wheels are off, baby.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, it's just like incorporating real life. Have you ever done like fucking search around for it with GPS, the game? You know those apps?
No.
You know what it is. I'm just being an idiot. Fucking you go, there's like a little thing you sign, you find it with somebody. It's the come on, you got this. Geocaching, that's what it is. Do you ever geocache?
No. I've never done any of this bullshit. I don't play video games.
Geocaching isn't a video game. It's a real life adventure.
I don't play ARG.
So I don't even know how I found out about it. I think it was like word of mouth because I know there's like different websites and even apps that you could do. But it's like little puzzles. It'll be like, that which the woodpecker pecks has downed again. You know, and you're like, what does that mean? And then it's like, sets a little GPS zone in a park. And it's like within this 1 mile park radius or whatever, you have to figure out what the fuck where the woodpeckers peck down again or whatever means. So then you're walking around and you find a tree that's got woodpecker peckings in it. And you're like, oh, this tree fell down. And it looks like woodpeckers pecked it. Then you like look in the tree hole and there's a little box. And in the little box
What's in the box?
What? It's a dead head.
Ah!
A big fan of the Grateful Dead. Dead in the box. We found him.
He just pops up.
Shredding the guitar solo. No, it's like a little kind of like guest book. It's like you get to sign the date and everything, and then sometimes they have like stickers, and it's like leave a penny, take a penny kind of thing. And it's like if you have like a little fucking doodad trinket, you leave it in there and take one. And depending on how you get access to these, like you can, you know, put bigger things, smaller things. I remember at college once, a photographer friend and I were going through one, and it was just taking much longer. We were walking through a sewer, like a storm drain, and there was just like no end in sight, and we were doing it and doing it, and then we turned back because we had to go, me and my other friend. But ultimately, they're like, yeah, we found it. There was a ladder in a mystical sewer. It's like a Ninja Turtle hideout, and that's like my favorite fantasy, to be living in a sewer.
Honestly, that's pretty cool. You know, got you exploring the sewer system.
Yeah.
Something.
So basically,
I'm a little jealous.
So you can do this first of all. Just like look for
can't.
geocaching. But that type of shit, I guess, with more of a narrative spin, is allegedly what the Ascensionists could have been doing with Kanye Quest 3030. Because when you put in the word ascension, it's like, all right, this whole game up until this point, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, you made it, so we're going to give you some more shit to look at, and if you can get there, like, hit us up. And then, like, that's kind of what it tells you after you put in the code.
Interesting. So, can we hit them up?
I don't know.
What do we know about, like, do the Ascensionisms, do they have, is there like a church of Ascensionism or something like that? Like, how organized is this cult, I guess, is what I'm wondering.
Maybe not too organized outside of Yahoo groups. that could, or Wikipedia drafts, not the actual articles.
This is
I also
disappointing.
wish they had a podcast that I could. No. I meant to say playlist. And I said podcast.
I wish they had a podcast.
And it honestly would probably be fucking good. I'm seeing right now if there is Ascension. There's.
I don't listen to podcasts, but I'd listen to that one.
Dude, you
I
don't
wouldn't
just
listen to
have
this one.
on mute. I mean, listen to this one.
This podcast is garbage. I don't know what anyone is bothering right now, but that's on you. That's
All
not
right.
on us.
A quick Googling, no Ascensionist podcasts or playlists.
Whack.
But it would be cool because I got to admit, the game made me hype and happy and giddy as a child because, like I said, just like Kanye West, I got to use Power. That's 100 like rap DJ skill points, and I got to revive. Well, Tupac was always dying, which I thought was ironic, but he was more. But he's like mainly the healer in that game. He doesn't even have any DJ points. DJ points is like your magic mana, and because he doesn't produce.
Yeah.
All of the people in
He
your
just raps.
squad are producer rappers, and they have like their magic DJ abilities, and then they have their like physical attack rap skills.
Right. Which, can I get into some gamer criticism about the gameplay aspect of this game?
Yes.
Okay. So, I found it a little too easy. You know, like at first when we booted it up, we struggled like crazy. But that's because we didn't really know how to play.
Like saves coming?
We didn't really like know how to really just heal. Like, remember dying a bunch?
Yeah, I remember dying a
and
bunch.
And then we were like, this is really hard. And then like on one time at one point we found a vending machine. That's another thing.
I did beat it really fast on my own.
Well, it is like also a very short game.
It is.
But like, so you have like normal attacks, which is a diss, which I think is hilarious.
Yes.
That's just your regular attack. And then you have these like sort of beefed up attacks that are your rap attacks, right? And then of course the
beefed up, Tim? Like a
up.
rap diss?
Look, do you want to pick apart my language? Or do you want me to just keep
I don't
going
have time. I don't have time to create a whole college course on your brilliance, Tim. I just can commentate as I see it. I'll be like the sportscaster of your genius.
Anyway.
Brilliant.
Uh-huh. So you have like the DJ points, right?
Yeah.
But the rap attacks don't have like rap points, you know? So you can use these attacks as much as you want. And they do damage.
Oh yeah.
And
like Kanye's stronger attacks are his production, which I think is pretty cool, you know.
That is pretty great.
All of the lights.
Enjoyed that.
See, like there's stuff
he's a
like that.
Terrible rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a hater.
No, you're allowed. I mean, like
it's never been a better time to hate on Kanye West.
No, yeah, you really got your hate stocks cashing them in, dude.
I was just like, I told you so. That's where I'm at right now.
It just sucks. This was like a different time.
We don't really need to address that, do we? I don't want to start talking about
Kanye Quest, Kanye West. No, I don't. We don't need to talk about who he is now. But all I'd like to say is the man influenced me. You know, producer, nice guy.
I was more influenced by his influences personally.
Yeah, you know, I think they led me there, and outside of that, too, you know, good guy. Not now. He does interviews with Tucker Carlson.
Hey, he was on stage with Candace Owens wearing White Lives Matter t-shirts.
God.
So, and we talked about it.
I mean, it happened. So
I wonder if between now and when this episode actually comes out, he'll have done something even dumber.
Do you think? maybe the thing they should have done with Kanye Quest 3030. They need mods for all of this.
I think that's just called RPG Maker.
This is RPG Maker, but they need like DLC for like a MAGA hat for Kanye.
Oh my god.
But it donates the money to, the good against MAGAs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anti-MAGA.
Yeah.
I think they have a different, somewhat shorter name. But very similar.
Yeah. Kanye, am I right?
Kanye. Where did we get here from?
I mean, Kanye West brought us here.
I was doing gameplay criticism of a game, right? So, I think, right? Or did I finish
not enough
Whatever.
DLC.
So,
got it.
But anyway, I found like Tupac has an attack, a special attack, that hits pretty hard and confuses the enemy. And I found that like using that in conjunction with one of Kanye's attacks that just like slows people down basically was just like
sarcophagus.
Yes, sarcophagus.
Yeah, it puts you in a sarcophagus. How cool is that?
It's pretty good. I really enjoyed the references.
Yeah.
I did indeed. But like, yeah, I basically found a like string of moves that just worked and then
spammed them
and used that to win the game. But that's also like, that's kind of true of like most RPGs really. I've played so many RPGs where they've got like, crazy little like status spells that I never fucking use. I never once okay, well, like when you like silence someone so that they like can't use magic or like put someone to sleep. I'm like never doing that in video games. Like,
I also want to cast All of the Lights by Kanye West, which is like 50 rap or DJ skill points. So it makes me want to use these skills I never use just because of the references.
Yeah.
That's the power.
That's the power of references.
I think that, like, honestly, this game is pretty inspiring because aside from all the cult stuff and, like...
That doesn't inspire you?
No, and...
I think that's pretty inspiring.
And, like, how Kanye West needs help, like, not that either. I think it's, like, making the video game, using the tools that you have, and just, like, telling a story you want to, and, like... having really fun, like if we're calling these humans, the rappers, these artists, if we're calling them IP for a second, like having fun with the IP,
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, I know, it's disgusting. I work corporate. But it's really cool. I wish that more games did that. And like I don't know about you, but when I was little, I always thought of like a Super Smash Brothers, but like with every type of job.
Yo, this is a winner.
And like, everybody, has their own little game, or what is it, move sets based upon like just the, cooks hit you with shit, people with briefcases hit you with shit. But, like, it's like any job ever. So my point being...
actually, that's kind of crazy. Have you played Yakuza Like a Dragon?
No.
You've not. We've talked about this.
Well,
so
off-air.
in that game, your characters... in an interesting way, all of your characters are united by homelessness and joblessness. And one of the conceits in that game is you... have to find work at a temp agency, and that basically is like you choosing your class. So like one of them is like you're a chef and you like saute things and like throw like
That's so
kitchen
cool.
knives at people. One of them is like a construction worker and you got like a sledgehammer.
That's
One of them is
cool.
like a hostess at a bar and you can like, or like I don't know.
That's
you
cool.
You can like throw champagne at people and like hit them with ice and stuff and
Tell
like,
them to wait for 45 minutes
yeah, exactly.
while you run away.
That puts them to sleep. That's a status skill.
There you go. See, it's that fun and creativity.
So Mike,
Yeah, what?
if you did a game like Kanye Quest,
Yeah.
who would you put in it? What would your plot be? Flesh it out for me right now on the spot.
All right. So I would naturally have to just copy my own shitty story, but I think it's a relatable one because it's just like kid goes on computer, then goes in real life, you know? I think that's a natural progression. But I'm not stalling. I promise I'm not. We played some other games for the rap stuff, and I even downloaded some on my phone, like Rap Life Simulator, that were really just like record songs and like invest in them kind of and like use the money. Okay, the point.
Dude, too much information. We have other episodes to record.
All right. I'm trying to set up my Kanye Quest. My Kanye Quest, baby. So it would be like part of that where you have to kind of like less about Kanye West. Your main character would be more of like make you know what I'm saying? And then your spells you can like make. Not like they'll all be the same shit.
Create a character.
It's like create a character, create your own moves, and those will be songs or whatever, you know, like, and you can kind of like invent your own skill set, but like you're just renaming like Fireball, you know, with like Duncecap Hot Flames or some bullshit, you know what I mean? And then like similar thing to whatever it's called, like this game where you're fighting people, but less about like fighting each other and more about like Scott Pilgrim, like Battle of the Bands is how it's like a kung fu movie where it's like all the conversations are fights. It's like that, but songs, like Carmina hip opera.
Oh God.
Well, not that. Okay, so it's like.
Wait, so I never played Scott Pilgrim. What's that like?
I'm just saying like the property at all, just like the movie, but the game as well. Okay. But the game is great. Like you like beat 'em ups, right?
I can play a beat 'em up.
It's a great beat 'em up with great music. Actually, a friend of a friend knows that band, but that's neither here nor there.
They know Scott Pilgrim?
They know Scotty Boy.
Scotty P.
Did you see that movie?
I think I did.
All right. I want to rewatch that movie and see if I still love it, but like that could be like
loving it.
Oh, really? You're a big fucking...
I hate all of the things that you love.
That's all right.
We've been over this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. That's all right.
That's why we collaborate.
I'm not crying. Well, dude, it's great, and they fight with music, and my Kanye Quest would be fighting with music, and like instead of the battles being like mafioso style, let's beat up Lil B. Like, why are we doing that? Okay, why are we beating up Lil B?
I was kind of confused by that. You know what I think would have been cooler is if you're beating up 50 Cent because they had that whole.
Where's 50 Cent?
thing.
I was gonna ask that.
50?
Especially in New York.
Right? Well, because, I mean...
Instead, Eric B. and Rakim is beating the shit out of me every 5 seconds. They won't leave me alone.
I mean, like, I guess he's not like Brooklyn, and you're only in Brooklyn. Like, that's one of the things that's...
True, it's like, not Queens.
You're not in New York City, you're in Brooklyn.
Jamaica, Queens.
Which is also weird.
If anything, he would have been in Long Island.
In there.
Oh, yeah.
I take it back.
What? Well, no. Well, it's true because A$AP Rocky, he's not from Brooklyn either.
No, he's Harlem, which is not a borough, but a neighborhood in Manhattan.
So, Tim, I would just kind of do like your general become a superstar, but also kick everyone's ass on the way up. Like, but the charts. So you're like, oh, number 4 on the charts is Kanye West, All of the Lights. Then you beat that. And then like, that's your fight. I wouldn't necessarily want it to be. Actually, Tim, I was thinking about this. I was just about to say, I don't want it to be a rhythm game. But then I was thinking to myself, what if there was always a BPM of the songs going on, and then if you tapped the buttons, like you're tapping through the menus, I want to go to attacks, magic, this one, yes, confirm. Like every time you hit a button in that, it was on beat, it would like juice it up.
Oh, neat. That makes me think of something that I reflected upon while playing Kanye Quest. I reflect upon this. No one can see this, but I'm, sort of like scratching my beard or stroking my beard.
Are you looking at your hand?
No, but if I
can you do it now?
I'm looking down. It's hard to see.
Are you in the dark too?
I can't see the tips of my fingers because they're on my face, and I can only look. So
Wait! Your fingers are on your face?
Yeah, I'm stroking my beard.
Oh, I thought you meant like you have a hand coming out of your face.
That would be cool too. I could be into that. Anyway, one thing that I liked about Kanye Quest 3030, anytime you fought someone, they had like an instrumental of one of their songs.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. And I actually found myself, because you play it with the keyboard, you're not like, it's like up and down and left and right arrows and, the enter key, and that's your controls. And I found myself like tapping like the directions and stuff. I tapping my keyboard in time to the beat.
Yes.
Like as I was playing.
That's what I'm saying.
I would love for that to be a mechanic. That's such a good idea. Michael.
What would you add in Kanye Quest, your version? Samurai Banana.
A 4th location.
That's it? It would be exactly the same thing?
I think it's a perfect game.
Yeah, right. What about a class system? Actually, speaking of which, not to cut you off, but I'll quickly interject to say that there was kind of a class system. Kanye was a pop rapper, Tupac was a gangsta rapper, RZA was a hardcore rapper, and then MF Doom is a abstract rapper.
What about that? Did you have a...
So would you have classes? Would you have a little more to say about producers and rappers and their points, their DJ points? Would you have Pepsis and Cokes?
I like the Pepsis and Cokes. But
Pepsis and Cokes are like what give you health and magic in this game.
And
like Mountain Dew really revives you.
I feel like it should have been liquor.
True. Why wouldn't they do liquor?
Yeah, or like drugs. Liquor and or drugs.
Yeah.
Because who's rapping about Coke and meaning Coca-Cola?
You know what? I would put Altoids in mine.
Well, of course you would.
But
so you would make yourself the main character. I see what's going
on. In my game.
You want Michael Quest.
Michael Quest, don't you tickle me, Tim.
Duncecast.
No, I would make a game that you could make whoever you want. And when I was playing it, I would make Dunce. But the game that I would make would not be Duncecast.
But it would still have toys.
Yeah, when I decide, yes.
Or is Toyed Up just like your particular move?
Maybe that's it too, Tim. Or maybe
wait, in your dream game, are you designing your own moves or are you selecting from a pool? Because
I think you're renaming from a pool. My dream game is like Kanye Quest, but reskinned. And I would add Chicago, and I would add like Atlanta.
Yeah, the South got something to say.
Absolutely.
I was hoping for a longer, richer storyline.
I liked the short. I'm glad that it wasn't long.
I was expecting a 60-hour
60
RPG.
No.
That's what I want.
This,
I want to get
what was
my
that? Like an
free
hour?
money
Like
worth.
literally? Like a half hour?
Yeah, it was like an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Yeah. No, I trust you. I'm bad with number-related things. And time is a number.
I went into a time warp. I traveled to 3030, played the game, and came back. And I don't know how much the clock changed.
Yeah, so in the game, it ends with you putting your trash away.
Well, that's how it starts.
And Jay-Z,
Jay-Z comes out of
Jay-Z's
nowhere.
like, hey, man.
I was watching you take your trash out this whole time.
That's like some Watch the Throne era stuff, you know? It's crazy. This game, even though it takes place in the future and the past, it's still the past. It's still...
I mean, everything is.
It's the middle one, you know. It's like a time capsule. That's it, Tim. It's a time capsule.
It's a time capsule
of things that could have happened. I think that, you know, final thoughts. Out of all the games we played, it's a contender, and it has this special fanfare that I think is refreshing. We'll talk about some other games we played, but it's like hip hop's an afterthought, right? This is like, we have tools, let's make hip hop with them, you know? And granted, the tools were RPG Maker. I'm a big fan. Besides the more nefarious stuff looming, like, you know, the man himself now, and, you know, the cult behind this. Tim?
I enjoyed the heck out of this game. And that's coming from a non-Kanye person. What? I feel like one of the things that I have disliked about Kanye West in general over the years is like just how seriously he takes himself.
Yeah.
And so I like when things just sort of like are a little more playful. It's just like it I don't know. It's silly. I appreciate the silliness of it.
Yeah.
But yeah. In terms of the other games that we played, which we're not talking about right now, I guess.
Yeah, that's top secret, dude. I'm making references. I'm planting seeds. Okay. I'm like, seeds. Who gives a shit? We're gonna talk about it again.
I'm done. This is.
If someone hears this and they're like, "Oh, tell me more about fucking bullshit," we'll just be like, "All right," you know, like, is that so bad?
It's terrible. I can't imagine a worse.
Dude, I'm done. I hate everything. Dude, I'm so sad. Tim, I'm so sad. This is the best part of my day. No. How are you feeling?
You know, pretty like blah. I've got ennui going.
Ennui. Yeah.
Ennui-tastic. I like this game though. I think, you know, because I'm having a really bad time right now. I like really wish I wasn't recording a podcast with someone I fucking hate.
Damn.
You know, Kanye Quest was I played Kanye Quest earlier today to as a
I believed you for just to. Sorry, I thought you really were something bad was happening. You convinced me just then. I was like, is Tim okay?
No, I'm not. I got roped into season 2 of Duncecast with
anyway,
with
yeah,
Samurai
keep going.
Banana. I'm having a blast. I love doing this.
Yes.
Thanks to everyone for letting this happen.
Thanks to the Cabbages Podcast Network. Thanks to the Cabbages Podcast Network.
Thanks to you, the listener, for listening to the podcast.
Tickle yourself for us. Tickle yourself. Tickle. Rub your belly.
Rub your belly and pat your head at the same time.
All right. Well, whatever. You won't.
I'm doing it.
Hey, if you did listen to all this, thanks a bunch. And play some Kanye Quest on the PC. It's weird.
It's fucking weird. You'll have a good time.
Peace.
I know nothing about video games. I found what you just said ripped. It's the Cabbages Podcast Network.